Welcome to the May 31st edition of Higher Thought. Thank you, Shahid.
Thank you, Shahid.
And happy Ramadan.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You mind getting that door for us there, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your services. I appreciate it. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome to the show. Mo.
Welcome, people. Glad to see you again. I know things have been chaotic.
Yeah.
Real life sort of interferes with our digital
Sometimes,
life.
yeah. Now we've got longer chin beards that we can sit and stroke all throughout the show. You know. So.
Well, we are signing up volunteers if you are interested in stroking said beards.
Well, sure, and $1 per stroke, and it goes for a good cause. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
to pay for the beer
we're
gonna
on
drink
here
while
on
you're
TV stroking it like right here, and you're at home probably doing the same.
Right.
You know, which we want to remind you that this is
TVMA.
parental discretion is advised.
Yes.
TVMA.
Yes, the small children
Which means
should leave
mature
the room.
adults. Small children, yes. Change the channel as if you weren't already, because your ADHD is kicking in, and it's not entertaining enough for you.
No, we're not moving fast enough.
So we've got I've got a couple pages of stuff written down. You know, it's been a few weeks, so the articles were kind of stacking up in my inbox.
Right.
And, you know, so
That sounds painful. Do they have like a cream or something that eases that pain?
Oh, in the inbox? Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes it goes in the outbox after, though.
Well,
you know?
this too shall pass.
Yes, indeed. So it's summertime.
School's out
For the summer. Yes, it is summertime. The fair's still going on.
Wait, there's the fair?
The fair, the Cajun Arland State Fair.
Oh, go. Have fun.
Go, have fun. Yeah.
You been?
I have not been, and I think the fairgoers are kind of done at this point. From when I've driven by it the last couple of days, it was kind of looked like it was light.
Well,
light
then
crowds.
that would probably be the best time
Best
to go.
times to go.
No
Shorter
lines.
lines. Yeah,
No lines,
so
absolutely.
I'm a big fan of going to ride the fair rides. You know,
I like the roller coasters.
the roller coasters. Yeah, the Ring of Fire. is always
Even
a
when
good
they're
one.
kind of weebly
Flip
wobbly.
me around, spin me around. You know,
Yeah.
swing me side to side. That's what I need in my life.
As long as they don't hurl.
Oh, I've never hurled. I've got a very strong roller coaster stomach.
Yeah, me too. But
I could even handle the one that just spins you around, you know, and you stick to the wall and.
Oh yeah, I like that one. Have you ever done the
Gone
thing
outside-
when,
upside
and then
down?
you unlatch yourself and you go upside down?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I do
okay.
that all the time, and they say you're too old to do that. And
You're
I
never
say,
too old to do
I am
that.
a child at heart here.
Wait, that's assuming you have a heart.
When you're young at heart. Yeah, no.
When you're young and your heart is an
Frankie
open
Blue
book.
Eyes.
You used to say, live and let live. You know you did. You know,
You know you did. You know you did. You know you did. So I've got some news we could talk about. How about this was a big story this past week. The Roseanne show has been canceled.
Oh my God!
Oh
The
my
drama.
goodness! She talked trash about one of old Obama's staffers, I guess.
Yep. Valerie Jarrett.
She, I guess, compared her to like an ape, or like
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, and somebody having a baby
Yeah.
together, and
That
this is a joke in bad taste.
Yeah, but still, that was a pretty low rent joke.
Yeah, but it got her show canceled.
Right, well.
But, I mean, does that type of responsibility in speech go both ways to the left and the right? You know, and my example of that is like how like Whoopi Goldberg and that redhead lady on The View like tear Trump and the presidency apart, and they say all kind of racist things.
Do they?
You know, yeah,
Okay,
but
no,
it's
I'm
toward
not
the
up
other
in the
side.
morning. I don't watch.
I don't watch it either, but I read
Oh, you
articles
read
of
the thing,
and
okay.
I see highlights and stuff and videos.
Video
sometimes.
clips.
Video
Video
clips,
clips
yeah.
for
It's
the short attention span.
If
enough.
only we could make video clips of our entire show, you know, and just give you like the best 15 minutes of it, you know.
in 2-minute doses.
Or just like
with
even
no
like
commercials.
film like 4 shows and then just take like the best 56 minutes and just like, hey, this is the show from a month of show.
Nope. Just give them everything. Raw,
Well,
ugly, dirty, gritty, grimy, conspiracy. When we've been paid off,
That's
you can
true.
tell because we got the happy smiles
true.
on our face and those
We
things
can be
we
bought
don't
off
talk. Oh, yes, we can be bought off. We do have a price, and it is negotiable.
Yes, and speaking of which, this segment is brought to you by the Green Room downtown.
The Green Room.
Yeah,
God bless the Green Room.
If you want to go play some good pool, they got karaoke and trivia night and all kind of fun stuff, and some very cute bartenders.
Oh,
fellas.
yeah. Nice staff.
Nice staff indeed. And hey, you can get your staff on the pool table.
That's it. Whip your stick out.
That's what you do at the Green Room.
Exactly. And then you shoot some pool.
Well, speaking of whipping your stick out, you know this guy, John Boehner?
Wait.
Boehner. I don't know.
Oh, Bonner, yeah.
Bonner.
Wait.
He's the former Speaker of the House.
Right. Took some money and now he's representing the marijuana industry?
Apparently so. And he's also saying there is no Republican Party anymore. There's just a Trump Party.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
which is completely different from the Republican Party.
No, the Republican Party in general has been running so fucking far to the right.
So freaking
far to the right. That people who are conservative, at least fiscally conservative, looking for limited government, those people that would be considered centrist Republicans are no longer represented by the Republican Party.
No, there isn't very much centrism going on nowadays.
No. Why should we cooperate when we could fight? The drama sells.
Oh, right.
It eats up the media minutes. No, but it eats up the media minutes, and we get into our own little bubbles that
we form our little in groups and out groups of people. Like
I only get my data from certain places.
Oh, you're a Trump supporter, I'm deleting you on Facebook, or you're a Hillary supporter, I'm deleting you, whatever. Which close up the thing about Roseanne. There is a happy ending for Roseanne because Netflix picked it up.
Did they?
Yeah, I just read that.
Good for Netflix.
Yeah, so I mean that'll be getting some high ratings.
If the viewers are there, then they'll make money.
Well, I'm sure they already had all the episodes written out for the season. So
is that how that
and they probably have filmed a lot of them already. I would imagine. So
I don't know what the
and I would just think that ABC wouldn't air the rest of the episodes. I mean, they probably maybe have not filmed all of them, but at least like the next 4 or 5 episodes,
right? Package deal, sell it off, recoup some of your expenses. Don't want to say losses because they made money on the advertising.
Well, and speaking of making money, televangelist Jesse Duplantis, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Destrehan.
Yeah, well, he wants followers to pray and pay.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to buy a $54 million private jet to go spread his gospel.
Well, he is a prosperity gospel televangelist. And if you pay, the Lord will subsequently bestow his blessings in a financial form to you.
If you pay, you get paid to pray, basically.
Pay to pray to play?
Pay to pray to play. I like it.
But yes, his whole deal is, I need this jet because stopping to buy fuel costs too much money. I can just fly right there and deliver the word of the Lord and then get back on my jet and fly home.
Right, and spread his Christian seed.
Right, just as long as they're paying. We need that money.
And, I guess also selling things. President Obama, former president, he's got a new book coming out. So
wait, did anybody read the first book?
Oh, he's got a couple books, yeah, and people have read them where he talks about like his Muslim faith and, some getting texts. It comes in the form of a saxophone.
Must be a special text. Or is that your standard text noise?
That is the standard text noise. Let me tell him I will text him back.
My standard text noise is just a boing. No, it's just a beep. Now, I have special text noises for special people. I have one person that gets that sonar blip. You've seen the movies, right? Like when they got the sonar going, they're looking for the enemy submarine, and it goes boing. And the closer you get, in boing, boing, boing,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just telling them I'll text you later just so they don't keep texting me. Yeah, so President Obama coming up with a new book. Yeah, a little segue there.
And he's also involved in, speaking of Netflix, you're talking about a time. You didn't get the message, Ace.
They're probably just sending it.
Speaking
Oh, yeah, you
of
do the show today.
Netflix tie-ins, there's some scandal
Mm-hmm.
involved in Barack and Michelle getting to create programming for Netflix.
Uh-huh. I could see that.
There's got to be some
Well, they had so many, like,
quid pro quo.
they had so many
or-
TV writers and, like, screenwriters and comedians writing stuff for them. You
Right.
know, like, it was basically your Cosby presidency, you know. I mean, before he, like, raped women, you know.
Wait, I didn't know Barack Obama raped women.
No, Cosby did, but it was
no.
like the Cosby presidency.
Oh,
you know.
okay. I got you.
Anyways, well, Obama is basically taking credit for setting up Trump's good economy in the book. So,
Man, you had to say that while I was taking a drink.
don't snarf your drink
Man,
out of
I'm
there.
Sorry, son of a gun.
And let's see. I don't want to talk about politics really
No.
anymore. How about John Bell Edwards? He made national news because he signed the nation's most restrictive abortion ban, even as a Democrat. You know, usually liberals.
Well, he is a staunch pro-life Catholic. He is towing the Catholic Church's party line on abortion and birth control.
a 15-week ban on abortions. And speaking of birth control, speaking of it, I've got something here. Let's see.
Gentlemen, snip, snip.
PSA here to you, Acadiana. 170,000 packs of birth control was recalled. And this is due to them accidentally sending out the placebos.
Oh!
So 170,000 different pills are be taken that you think you're safe, and there's going to be a lot of babies due to this little mistake because people don't read the news.
Jeebus Crispies. Well, two of the kids that I have,
And they take the
no, their mama was on birth control when
And
I
they
fertilized
still
them.
had the
right, because
baby.
it's only 99 point whatever percent effective. And you know what? Those sperms just took care of that whatever percent.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
TMI.
maybe some more babies.
More babies.
More babies, which is kind of crazy because the U.S. birth rate is declining.
Yes.
And it's lowest it's been in years. And a lot of people, based on research, say it's due to socioeconomic status factors. You know, or economic factors in general.
Well, yeah, economic.
You know, it's so expensive to have the baby.
Right.
Then you have to work, and who's going to watch the baby?
Right.
You know, like there's not like the community that there used to be as far as like.
Well, mama's working, so mama's not going to watch your kids.
Right.
Grandma may or may not be
Grandma's
working.
having to go work because her Social Security's not coming through like they
Yeah.
thought it would, and so it's just. You know, so there's a lot of economic factors to that, and you know, actually, there's a mental illness epidemic for children going on.
Now, that doesn't surprise me because children are kind of crazy little critters. And
Well, we're
some
all
of them-
kind of crazy in our
Okay,
own.
but some of them are straight up mental. And
Sure.
I've worked with elementary school children,
Mm-hmm.
and some of those kids had issues that a case of issue tissues wouldn't work its way through. You come from a dysfunctional family,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a small child with no ability to cope other than monitoring what's going on around you. If your parents are a little wacky, you tend to be a little wacky too.
Well, sure.
Just my observational opinion. No scientific double-blind study conducted.
Well, this was actually based on a study that was conducted, a longitudinal study over 15
excellent.
years.
Good data.
And it basically showed that now 1 in 5 children have mental health problems. There's been a 43% increase in ADHD in the last 15 years. 37% increase in depression, and
Yeah.
100% increase in suicide between 10 and 14-year-olds.
No kidding.
So, yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of this is due to, it's basically, can't really blame society or teachers. It's a lot on the parents, in that the parents are oftentimes emotionally unavailable, either because they're working all the time,
Right.
or because when they're working, they're not working, they're exhausted,
Right.
and they probably want to escape in like their cell phone or video game or movie, or and oftentimes the kids get to do the same. You have your video game babysitter,
Right.
or your movies or your.
Do the parents have the necessary skills to be appropriately functional parents? Because parenting is just not being the adult in the room.
Sure. Well, and there's parts of being a good parent, and a lot of that is setting limits for the kids. They can't get away with whatever they want.
Oh, no.
They're not the boss of the house.
Right. Genuine bona fide ass whipping sometimes
Surely.
is well in order.
Surely. I mean, like, I used to have to go pick my switch or, like, grab the belt or whatever, Or the belt would just be
don't
off.
come back with the limpy switch.
Right.
Because then they'd go out and get
the
one
bigger
that would
one, and that'd be a worse whooping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was old school.
Oh, no. Belt?
Set some responsibilities for the kids.
Yep.
Like
Everybody
you don't get to
contributes.
you got to contribute if you want to live
Take the
here.
trash out, feed the dogs.
Right. You might not
cats,
have a job
whatever.
or pay bills, but your bills are doing the dang dishes and cleaning your room, whatever.
Clean your freaking room. That's an issue at my house.
Sure. Well, and it's technically their space, but it's like still your space.
Yeah, they're not paying the mortgage.
Surely.
So clean that shit up.
And we were actually talking about this a little earlier on. Nutrition and exercise for the kids is another important thing that they don't get enough of nowadays. And they're basically they have digital babysitters, and that they're never bored.
Right.
They always got to be entertained and constantly stimulated. And so that's partly the cause of the ADHD is because you.
So do we need to develop a new generation of fluffers so that this group will be constantly stimulated?
Constantly stimulated
Fluffers. You'll have to Google that later.
I'll Google it, which I don't know. I still got.
I don't know. You might want to bang it.
Yeah, the fluffer. Okay, people. Nobody knows, I guess. None of my friends know that I do the show on Thursdays at 6. I've only been doing it for a minute, but now is apparently the time to text me.
Dude, you're popular.
On Thursdays at 6, apparently. Are we popular with you, Facebook? Because apparently you're not popular with teens anymore. The popularity is sinking among teens. I guess that's kind of an old people thing.
Right. Have you given up your face crack addiction?
No, I kind of scroll through it sometimes, and I don't really post anything.
But how much time do you spend on Facebook
per day?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes at the most.
And say a couple of years ago, how much time would you?
And the majority of the time that I spend on there is probably when I've clicked on an article and I read the article, and I read a couple different articles from the scroll. From the fake news scroll. Which, by the way, this is the #1 fake news show, or the
Realist
fake news.
Fake news.
In Acadiana. We would like to get you involved, Acadiana. 366-8950. You can press 2 whenever you call. I believe, do we have that?
We had that. I pushed the button, it rang.
Yeah, well, it was on the Do Not Disturb.
Oh, no.
So we had to turn that off. If you'd like to give us a call, we've got a lot to talk about. 366-8950. Tell us what you think is going on with these kids' generation. And a lot of them, I guess a lot of it is that the baby boomer generation left the world in a kind of effed up place for them to, go.
Right.
So it's like, hey, there's no jobs for me once I get out of college, and I got all this college debt. And it's like, it's pretty much all y'all's generation's fault.
Yep.
You're the one that put $20 trillion in debt.
Spent all the money.
Which the world is like over $80 trillion in debt.
The whole world?
Yeah, the whole world. But who do they owe that money to? You know, I mean,
whoever buys the bonds.
wow, just $80 trillion. Just okay, you're in debt.
You're passing out $80
Money
trillion
is debt.
worth of IOUs.
Yeah, money is debt. But that's another topic for another day. Russia is actually looking to prosecute Facebook for, you know, all the fake news stuff going on. Yeah, so we'll just skip right over that one. Trump wants to ban German luxury cars in the U.S.
Tough. Fudge?
I don't know why, but that's an article that I read. I didn't read it. I read the headline.
Right.
But Trump wants to ban German luxury cars in the United States, maybe to help American factories, I guess, would be my best.
I'm sorry. American luxury cars versus German luxury cars? There is no true comparison.
Yeah, there is no true.
I mean, just because I've worked on cars.
Volkswagen.
German cars? Just.
The BMWs.
BMWs, Mercedes-Benz. I mean, there's some
Mercedes.
Yeah, man, they're tanks.
Yeah,
you do the maintenance.
It'll never happen.
Anyway,
let's see. Walmart employees are now eligible for $1 per day college tuition. So you go work at Walmart, I guess, for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Then eventually you're eligible to go to college for $1 per day.
Wait, you pay $1 a day, or
I guess it ends up adding up to like $1 per day. So you probably end up paying like, you know, maybe like $300 a year or something, or $360 a year.
Wow.
You know, but you got to work.
If Walmart's footing the other half of that bill, the other whatever percent of that bill, yeah, go, man, go.
Yeah, I thought
an
that was
educated workforce is a productive workforce.
And I saw that a Chick-fil-A owner raised their minimum wage to $17 over in California.
No kidding.
A living wage for their employees.
Well, if you think about it, man, I mean, an apartment the
especially in California.
Apartment the size of this studio is going to be $1,200 to $1,500 a month.
Hence the name studio apartment, eh?
Whoa! The toilet will be in this corner. The sink will be right here. The shower would be right there. Living room, bedroom, all in the same space.
Speaking of cheesiness,
I like cheese.
Burger King now introduces their Whopper donut.
Okay,
yeah,
please.
A Whopper
please
donut.
Assemble a Whopper donut for me.
It is basically just a donut, I guess.
Right.
But it's a Burger King donut. I don't know if it's like a burger.
It's not like
maybe it's a burger.
Donut with a burger.
Maybe it is.
I mean,
maybe it's a donut with a burger. But it's for Donut Day. They're doing a Whopper donut. But I've heard of that before, where like they have like the donuts as buns.
Oh yeah.
And like you eat that.
Now that's the ish. That
I've never thought of that, but that's not a tasty.
And you take you make the burger, and then you put a sunny side egg up on top.
Ooh, with the dang, that's a heart attack sandwich right there, and I love it.
And then when the donut top, the hole sort of presses down as you bite, you get that little skeet of yellow yolk out the top donut hole.
Oh, skeet through the hole. Yeah, I hope it's not yellow. Hey, mark your calendars, Katiana. On June 5th, teachers get free Red Robin. There's like 5 different burgers and fries you can choose from. There's bottomless steak fries, but teachers, you got to show your teacher's ID.
Right.
But you get a free burger and fries.
Are there any Red Robins in the area?
I believe there is, right on the corner of Collie Saloon and Ambassador.
Well,
Red Robin. So this show was brought to you by Red Robin.
Actually, that gives me another reason to drive into Laffey.
Hey, free burger.
Free burger.
Yeah.
Just like conjoin that with actually doing something productive.
Exactly.
Wait, Bed Bath & Beyond, is that anywhere near there? I got to buy some new pillows.
I believe there is a Bed Bath & Beyond somewhere down in Ambassador. You know, I would, and if not, they got that in-home store or whatever.
Yeah, but are they giving the 20% discount cards that show up in your mailbox, or are the prices cheaper? I'm looking for a nice feather discount and down pillow that's just perfectly squishy, but I'm weird.
See, also in the news, Mobe, you claim to be a punk rocker, right?
Oh, yeah.
How about your boy, the singer from NoFX, basically got in trouble. They were playing a show in Las Vegas where the singer pretty much made light of the Vegas shooting and said something along the lines of, well, at least it was country music fans that got shot.
Yep.
And so, needless to say, a lot of people are mad at him, because, hey, in this punk rock world, it's politically correct world, not a punk rock world.
Well, sometimes you say things that upset people. I mean,
this is true.
Of course, this isn't the 80s. This isn't the Reagan Thatcher.
I believe their album sales were down as is.
Well, okay. They're not the best band in the world.
No, they're not.
But at the same time, how soon is too soon?
Too soon? Yeah, too soon.
I mean, there's.
Well, I'm just jerking about somebody's murder in general.
Okay, the late night hosts do it, but they wait until it hits a point where
murder.
Yeah, where people are killed.
Like joking about somebody's death.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good taste, I wouldn't think.
Okay, so now we're down to taste.
Well, I mean, in a politically correct society.
Okay, well, I refuse to be politically correct. Now, I
am an anarchist.
I respect people as individuals and human beings, but in general, I tend to say what's on my mind, and if you don't like it, TFB.
TFB. And you know what that stands for?
Too freaking bad.
And I guess you would just have to spell it out for some people because Google has now come up with a map that has the most misspelled words by state.
Okay.
This was pretty interesting, I thought. So get ready for this, Katie. And the most misspelled words by state. 11 states. The most misspelled word was beautiful. Maybe they thought it was bootiful or something.
Bootiful, B-O-O-T.
Right.
Bootiful.
11 states. How about that? 6 states.
Are we one of them?
And this one's kind of stupid. Well, I'll get to us. Let's see. 6 states said search for supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and that was their most misspelled word. Which is that a word?
That is a word.
Oh, well, I guess so.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Well, I know the song, yeah.
If you know the sound of it, it's something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm sure they spelled it wrong.
Number 3, I don't know if this was either resume or resume.
Yeah, well, you got to have the little slanty.
How do you do the slant?
You hold down on the A button until the other options pop up, and then you slide your finger over.
Nobody knows that.
Okay.
I always write resume.
You resume?
Yeah, here, let me turn in my resume to you with my cover letter.
I guess that's why smart people say vitae.
There you go. Let's see. Number 2 states said sincerely and canceled. It was a tie. Sincerely and canceled. Because they had put 2 L's maybe in the canceled.
Yeah.
Okay, so Louisiana's most misspelled word by state was favorite.
Favorite?
I would imagine that's because in French it would be F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T-E.
Ah.
So a lot of people
that would be British instead of French. O-U.
O-U? I don't know. I mean, I'm French and I got an O-U.
You spell it that way?
O-U.
Favorite.
I thought this one was pretty hilarious. How about Alabama?
Huh.
Their most misspelled word, no coincidence here, was cousin.
No.
Yes.
No.
Cousin.
That's just so wrong on so many levels.
Alabama, we know you like your cousins. I mean, in Mississippi, they misspell gray. I guess they maybe do G-R-E-Y instead of
Well, they're both right. G-R-E and G-R-A. There's the European or the Britishest.
Gray or gray, And let's see, Florida was hors d'oeuvres, which that one's kind of tough.
Oh, yeah,
Hors d'oeuvres.
because they do hors to ovaries. which
Whores to ovaries.
which is just not right.
It's bad. Speaking of whores to ovaries, which is always a good segue there, a feminist author came out and said that most rape is due to simply bad sex.
Wait, what?
And that a man can kill you with his penis.
Okay.
So,
evidently, some men have more lethal peni than others.
Well, maybe like the women just remember it that way, that it was just such bad sex that they don't remember why they agreed to it in the first place.
Oh, look, quit
And
dragging my ex-wife into this.
Well, I mean, but then they recollected, 30 years ago, that man sexually harassed me. He shouldn't be a director in Hollywood anymore.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm going with this.
Okay,
you know?
that's where you're going? All right.
Maybe.
As long as you're leaving the ex out of it, because that's crazy.
Well, I'll at least leave this out of your ex.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
For now. Yeah. Speaking of Hollywood, couple new movies coming out. Well, new old movies. They got a Top Gun 2.
Oh, please.
With Tom Cruise reprising his role, and I guess there's going to be some younger pilots as well. They got a Christopher Robin movie coming out with Winnie 2, and it actually looks really kind of cool. Beetlejuice 2.
Okay, that one kind of scares me.
With Tim Burton, it's got a lot of the original cast. I think it looks pretty neat.
But, I mean, are they just going back to the well to see if they can pump just a little more cash out of it?
Probably.
Or is there a story that brings
the story
growth,
back,
breath,
right? And it's rare for that to happen for these sequels that come out like 10, 20 years after the original, you know? And like in Beetlejuice's case, it's been over 25 years, I think,
right.
You know?
Well, I mean, that's like bands that go on reunion tours where you only have 3 of the original 5 members.
But it's just, in general, Hollywood movies suck nowadays. Like, they throw them together. There's, like, really no screenwriting as far as, like, lines for most of these big-budget films. It's just, like, they write down actions, and then the actors pretty much improv all the lines, you know? Or, like, they're at least told what to talk about, and then they just come up with it.
Well, that's like you'll have 2 different studios come out with basically the same film.
idea, yeah.
The White House, White House is down and Olympus Has Fallen. Those 2 different films from 2 different companies, but it's basically the same darn thing.
Right, exactly. And, yeah, you can think of a lot of examples of that. But I have been to the movies recently, and I guess since our last show. Did see the Avengers Infinity Wars and Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2. Did you see Solo?
I have not gone to see Solo yet. I was kind of worried about that one. I haven't heard necessarily good things, but
I've heard mixed.
I've heard mixed reviews as well.
My friends,
I heard it had a good ending, or like a twist at the ending.
Have similar geek tastes to me.
Mm-hmm.
Gave it generally positive reviews.
Because I really liked Rogue One, the Star Wars story.
I'm just trying to figure out, did Lando really bone that bot?
I don't know. We'll have to see about that.
I mean, it's something...
Bang the bot.
The way I saw it, his co-pilot robot... I mean,
I'm sure in today's online dating world, we're all trying to bang a bunch of bots.
Well, okay, she's a droid, and evidently, okay, I'm sorry for those of you that 2 weeks into it still haven't seen Solo. Watch it and see if Lando is, slipping it to the droid.
Well, we'll just have to find out once we go check it out in theaters, won't we, Acadiana?
Creepy.
Let's see, we got the NBA Finals going on. It's a rematch. The NBA, of course, puts all the best players on certain teams so they can have big ratings boosts when they kind of rigged the finals.
Is this the LeBron James?
LeBron James, which of course you got all it seems like I've got a bunch of guy friends crying about LeBron James on their Facebook feeds.
What about LeBron James? Why are they crying?
I don't know, LeBron's the greatest and better than Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan's the greatest.
So,
I don't know. I watch that stuff. I just know what they say on the...
Let's see, study here, divorce is bad for your health, can lead to an early death. It goes without saying.
Yeah. That's pretty much anytime you screw your whole life up upside down, sideways, and backwards. Oh,
And
we got live
our
people.
call here. Let's go ahead and take that call. Hello, you're live on Higher Thought. Welcome.
Good evening, Lee. How you doing?
Aha! Hey, what's up, my friend? How are you doing? This is Mr. Let's see, Hawkins.
Lemaire.
Lemaire. Hey. What's happening, fella?
I was just calling to let y'all know that I enjoy your program very much.
Oh, well, we appreciate it. And I don't know, we've had all kind of topics throughout the show. Is there anything that kind of caught your attention that you have an opinion on?
I enjoy everything. I don't have no comment about nothing. I was just calling to let y'all know. Don't get rid of the show. I love y'all show. I love to watch it every Thursday.
Oh, well, we
Thank you very
appreciate it,
much.
good sir. And thank you for your support.
Exactly.
We enjoy doing the
We
show.
enjoy doing it, but we're doing it for you.
For you, man.
For
And
you.
the rest of Acadiana that we reach. You know.
Right.
I enjoy all the topics y'all discuss, and it's all true. It's all true.
The truth is out there, my friend.
That's right. I want to believe.
So, we're just going to get right on back to it. And if you got an opinion on any of the topics that we have and you want to, chime in, feel free to call back and give your thoughts.
Right. Or
Because that's what we do
You
here.
could chime in and call BS on our opinion, because
Surely. Well, I mean, you're allowed to have higher thoughts here or even lower thoughts. Because,
Well,
we do.
right, we do come from the gutter every once in a while.
Surely.
Sometimes you just got to get down and dirty.
I was just calling to let y'all know I'm watching your show.
All right, well, we
that.
appreciate it, good sir. You have a good one. All right, well, nice caller there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Makes you
appreciate
feel a
the
little better.
support.
Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
support, Acadiana.
Well, and if anything, he broke the ice. We'd love to hear from all of you that are watching, you
Right.
know.
And if you're watching this on the YouTube stream, you can call in no matter where you are. You call 337-366-8950. And remember, press 2.
And you could even be streaming into your toilet, while you're streaming Higher Thought. And you can call in, and we can even hear the tinkle sounds in the background.
I think
We don't mind. You can
as long as
even
you
make...
don't, as long as you don't sprinkle when you tinkle.
Or on the toilet commode, you
Right,
might
well,
be
now
on
see,
the
having
throne.
a seat. that
Maybe
would-
your legs have fallen asleep because you've been on your phone too much on the toilet, and you can't get up. But you got
So
Higher
you-
Thought
right,
on in the
you got
background and
something
calls
on.
up. Doing the dishes, and slapping the kids around and go get the hose.
That's one way to break them up.
Yeah,
You bust out the water hose.
this is true. Ooh.
Oh!
Good story. Let's see. New research has shown that we have a second brain. We have a second brain in our body, and it is in our butts.
No.
Yes.
No,
How about this
mine's
one?
located about 8 inches away from my butt.
Well, that's kind of close to the area too, but apparently it's a matrix of millions of, neurons that basically help the ENS, which is the enteric nervous system, apparently,
Right.
and all of our intestines and stuff. But it's like our brain that handles our poop.
Poop brain.
So, like all the food
Well, no, I
that
mean,
goes
you
to
think
the
about
thing,
lizards and
but that's not
and-
connected to our brain
No,
up here.
But they've got the node back there which handles extra.
Well, it looked like
sensory
when they saw
processing.
the diagram, it looked like the little tubes, like the esophagus, little tube on the little hole.
I'm kind of creeped out now.
Yeah, but I thought that was very interesting. But, keyword. We've already talked about that. How about Wynton Marsalis? You know the Marsalises from jazz folklore in New Orleans. He says that rap and hip hop are more damaging than the Robert E. Lee statue to the African American population.
Wow.
I would agree with him.
No, I would agree with him. I'm just, wow, that's a broad
Well, I mean, rapping. Well, I mean, he did explain his answer, obviously. But that was the headline. But just mainly how rap is. Doesn't really do anything good for the culture as far as like it's about going to the clubs, getting drunk and crunk, and backing that ass up, and hoes and money, killing people. And it's just not a very positive message.
Right. Okay. Well, back in the 80s, when I first started paying attention to rap.
Yeah, that was cultural stuff.
Right.
Like they were in dashikis rapping.
Was like the
rapping
punk rock
Africa, yeah.
Of, I hate to use the term, but the ghetto.
Sure.
Or
well, it started as like
disenfranchised
basically livening up the party.
Right.
Like whoever could pump the party, and like that's where the raps, like the fast talking and the raps and stuff, kind of started.
Right. If you got a hype man, you can bring the party alive.
So the hype men, they were kind of where it started.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Ancient texts reveal that Earth was ruled for 241,000 years by 8 kings from the sky. Like it's the Sumerian king list or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole world?
They ruled Earth for 241,000 years, according to it showed the dates, and like how like each of them were like about 12,000, some were like 30,000 years. It was pretty interesting.
Okay, no.
Ancient text. Don't ask me. It's not my opinion. I'm just reporting it.
And then
fake news.
You have that concept where the king is basically the representation of God on earth, so 8 kings, 8 gods.
Well, there are different realms of consciousness among the gods, the leaders of the world, and then all like pretty much the peasants and the slaves.
That's right. Well, there probably weren't any bougie back then.
Well, they were the closest to the monkeys, because it's like pretty much we're 97% monkey blood.
Right. Well, but monkeys don't have bougie.
Well, they might have a little bougie. I don't know. Who's to say?
You don't know what bougie is?
I do know what happened on this day in 1910. South Africa got its independence from the United Kingdom.
Woo woo!
Go ahead, South Africa.
Yeah, 1910. Now, how long did it take them to get rid of apartheid?
About 100 years.
Yeah.
Let's see, in 2008, Usain Bolt made a world record 100-meter sprint.
Dude was out of control.
Out of the Matrix.
The fastest fucking freaking human being that I have ever seen.
He ran the 100 meters in under 9.5 seconds.
Yeah. So. Dude was just so talented.
Yeah.
Track and field.
1879, Madison Square Garden opens in New York City.
Was it square?
I think it's kind of like square with a circle on top kind of thing.
Did they had a garden?
On the outside, maybe.
Right. Do they have that now?
Madison Square Garden, yeah. It's like one of the most famous arenas.
Right, but do they have a garden? Or have they just built...
Maybe they do garden shows.
Have they just built a giant
It is in the middle of a city. I'm not sure. I've been there before, actually, but I don't remember. I wasn't looking at the greenery.
No, I was there, and I...
Didn't notice it?
This was back in the 90s, but... there wasn't a garden.
Well, were you there in 1907? Because that's when taxis started in New York City.
Oh, man. Is this horse-drawn or otherwise?
I would imagine maybe I don't know. They had automobiles, but not everybody had them at that point. But it might have been, I'm sure they had horse-drawn taxis before that.
Well, of course, because you had the Loyal Order of Pooper Scoopers or whatever they were called that, rolled around behind and picked up the horse apples. Well, we got another live one.
Hello, you are live on Higher Thought. What is going down?
You don't recognize this voice?
Oh!
Of course we recognize the voice. How is it going, Mr. Corey?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we were just going on through this day in history, and I had one just for you, man. In 1985, the Saints sold to Tom Benson for $70,204,000.
Dude, what?
Yep. Or Benson bought it for $70 million. Nowadays, the football teams go for over $1 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Kind of the 23rd year anniversary of Benson running the team, even though Benson is no longer with us.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Corey, I know you're a big sports fan, man. Who do you like in the NBA Finals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors?
At one point, I'm going to go with the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers, huh? I don't know, Golden State, just because I don't like hearing LeBron and Michael Jordan comparisons, because there's no question in my mind that Jordan was better.
Yeah, he was, but I think LeBron going to pass.
LeBron going to pass him? Well, he's been playing since he's 18, you know, and so it's hard to say. Wrestling news. Well, they got the Money in the Bank ladder match coming up, and yeah, that seems to be a pretty big thing. And Ronda Rousey is getting her first championship match, so that's kind of a headlining story.
Well, Ronda Rousey's got to make money.
She puts butts in seats,
and she's hot. She's muscular.
What's that, Corey? I think there'll be some kind of tomfoolery happen, you know, like either Ronda Rousey might turn heel and work for like Stephanie McMahon, but I think it's going to be the opposite. Nia Jax is going to work for Stephanie McMahon, and McMahon's going to come out there and cost Rousey the win.
Where's she going to win it, though?
Not this time. It's a little early for her to win the title, but no, who's to say? So, Corey, would you eat a Whopper donut from Burger King?
A Whopper donut?
No, you missed that segment.
A Whopper donut? What it would have on it?
Hopefully there'll be a Whopper on the donut.
I'm going to search it right now, see if I can see a picture. Whopper donut.
What it would have on it?
Oh, well, I'm looking at it right now. And it is basically just like a burger with a hole in it.
Right. It's a burger with a donut split in half.
But it looks like a bun just with the hole in it.
Oh.
It's got the sesame seeds on it.
Oh, that's bull stuff. No, it should be glazed.
It's a donut bun. So, I mean, like, is it going to be a cheaper burger because there's a big old hole in the burger?
Wait, there was the deal, the Cronuts, a while back, which was some sort of donut thing that was sliced in half and then crammed with some sort of sandwichy, breakfasty goodness?
I did not hear about this.
Wrestling trivia, y'all?
Wrestling trivia, Corey. Geez, this isn't the wrestling show, but I don't know. I mean, I could try and pull something out of my tail, maybe.
Much better than pulling it out of mine.
Who won the first Money in the Bank ladder match?
Let me see. Was it Ziggler?
No, it was not.
Baron Corbin.
No, this was probably about 15 years ago, something like that. I think they started the Money in the Bank. About 10 years ago, maybe. Let's see. Well, I'll ask you a different one. Who's won the most Money in the Banks?
Out of everybody?
Yeah. He won 2 of them.
You talking about this year?
No. Money in the Bank. And they do it once a year. It's CM Punk, Corey, and we thank you for calling, man, but we got to move on here with the show. We've got only about 6 minutes left, but we appreciate you calling and watching, and we love you, man, but you have a good one, sir, and we're going to holler back at you.
All right.
All right, Corey, take it easy, bro. Indeed. Yeah, so, anyways.
Punk? See, no, I'm looking for the freaking... the whole semi-cronut thing deal that we were, God bless America, somebody bonked me and then it went like all wonky. But
alrighty.
That's technology.
That is technology, yeah. So about 6, 7 minutes, something like that left.
Really?
Yeah.
Have we eaten up the time that fast?
We did.
Oh, my.
Finishing
Well,
up on this day,
on this day.
there was 1911, the Titanic launched, I guess from the European site. I mentioned the Saints being sold to Tom Benson. Seinfeld debuted in 1990. Last year, Kathy Griffin was fired over Donald Trump, and this year it's Roseanne getting fired. So
Right, on the other side of the spectrum.
Yep.
And,
Birthdays.
John Moses Browning sold his 1911 pistol model to the U.S. military in 1911, or it was adopted by the U.S. military.
Interesting.
Your .45 caliber, when you think of a Colt automatic in .45 ACP, 1911 was the year that it was adopted by the government. Now, of course, multiple upgrades and improvements and all that foolishness. But
Sure.
what else you got for today?
Let's see. There's birthdays. I got some lists. Let's see. We can go through. They got how lack of sleep affects teachers.
How does lack of sleep affects teacher?
Well,
affect
only three
teachers?
things here. You become more forgetful,
Yes.
moody,
Yes.
and don't have as much empathy for other
Yes.
people. So I'd agree
Yeah, I'd
with
say
that
the
list.
top three right there.
Let's see. I've got lessons to give kids about friends.
Don't have friends?
Well,
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer?
there's a lot of good ones. There's also, I got a list for benefits of marijuana according to science.
Go ahead, hit us.
You're grown up when you stop buying these things.
right,
Five
wait.
organizations that won't let legalize weed. 10 products that cause cancer, depression, or anxiety in your home. So I've got
That's
all kinds of
everything.
lists. Yeah.
No, let's go to the things, things you're not supposed to buy? Things you should
Oh, things that grown-ups, and once you're a grown-up, you stop buying these
Yes,
things.
please. Let's hear
All
that
right.
one.
Overpriced drinks at the bar.
Yes.
Sometimes. Let's see. Shoes you won't wear more than once. I think that's a girl thing.
Yeah, it must be a girl thing. I've never bought shoes that for a special
Food you
occasion.
won't cook. Like, I don't know, maybe getting like all this stuff like, oh, I'm going to make like a fancy lasagna, yada, yada, but you never make it.
Right. No, doesn't happen with dudes. We get the basic stuff and then
Right.
we stuff it in our gullet.
Name brand cleaning supplies.
Oh, heck
Yeah, I
no.
don't care. I don't.
It's chemicals, for
Right.
God's sakes.
Which, by the way, that was one of the products that causes cancer, depression, and anxiety based on research.
Cleaning supplies?
Yeah.
Oh, so we
cleaning
shouldn't clean.
They were
Your
saying
house
that,
will be
like, they did a
nasty,
study and
but-
it was the equivalent, like, cleaning sprays were the equivalent of smoking 20 cigarettes a day on, like, your lungs and breathing in that stuff.
Damn. That's okay. So now you need to wear a respirator.
Well,
while
you're
you
breathing
use
in
your
that
cleaning
stuff. It was
supplies.
dryer sheets, Teflon pans, nonstick pans, shampoo, artificial sweeteners, plastic, which everybody knows that one, cleaning sprays, toothpaste, air freshener, soaps, and baby powder causes ovarian cancer.
Okay, what kind of cancer do dryer sheets cause?
I don't know. I mean, this
It's
is like
just
has some
on
kind
the
of
can-
chemical
Okay.
that like is associated with cancer or something. You know,
So I should leave the dryer sheets out of my.
there's maybe like I don't know natural dryer sheets or something.
You know
I
what?
guess.
Maybe we'll just switch to commando and not worry about dryer sheets touching.
Let's see. I thought that this was a good list. Let's do this. We've only got about 3 minutes. Lessons kids need to learn about friends. First off, I guess friends evolve. You know, meaning that like, you know, hey, you might not necessarily see eye to eye right now, or you might not later on. You shouldn't focus on, I thought this was a really good line. Don't focus on finding the right friends. Focus on being the right friend.
Yeah.
Don't focus on finding the right friends. Be the right friend. You know, like if you're good to other people and like you're a good friend, you're thoughtful, you take care of them, you're funny, you're fun to be around, then people will want to be your friend.
Right. Absolutely. If you've got the RBF and don't have
That stands for resting
skill.
bitch face, by the way. Yeah, we could say that. We said other stuff at this point. Let's see. What was another thing? Leave room for new friends. You know, don't be like stuck up one friend's tail the whole time. You know, you can have more than one friend.
Yeah, because that sounds painful, being stuck up one friend's
Exactly. Keep a loose grip and let them explore new friends. You might not click now with somebody, but you might be friends later on, kind of like in your situation, or vice versa. You might be like friends now, or you might click now, but maybe not later down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Some killer things for friendships: jealousy, comparing yourself, being insecure, fear of rejection.
Okay, I can see fear of rejection, but how does jealousy?
Yeah, well, you don't want to be jealous of somebody else and
Right.
talk trash. Which we got to wrap stuff up here, just to finish out the list, just because it's almost 56. Form your own opinions about people. Don't believe in gossip. Know the difference between good friends and casual friends. And kindness is more important than popularity.
Yes.
So, if you're good to people, and that's our lesson for the day, folks.
Right.
You know, cue the piano music. You know, if you are good to people, then they'll want to be good back to you. The best way to make friends is to be a good friend.
Right. Don't give them attitude, and it might turn out that you'll like them, and they'll like you. Deuces!
Katie Anna, we appreciate you. Much love. I think we're still streaming, but I think we're off the air on a Katie Anna. So if you're watching on YouTube, yeah, you're like one of like 3 people.
6, yeah. Oh, I was going to say 6 just to be
6.
generous, because we love you. Oh my God, you just walked that thing past them.
I did.